Today marks the beginning of the 2026 World Cup in America, the biggest sporting event in the world. Yet you might still be confused about what the heck is happening. The World Cup is a 48-team tournament that lasts 1 month and is seen total by 5 billion fans all around the world every 4 years. 48 teams, 104 games, hundreds of goals, legendary moments, and only one champion. To put this into perspective, the World Cup final is watched by 1.5 billion people, which is around 12 times as much as America's biggest event, the Super Bowl. So, how are we going to play this time? Back in December, FIFA organized the World Cup draw. Here, every qualified team was randomly selected to feature the different 12 groups. And if you look at them closely, you will see they are all really similar. Each group has one team that on paper seems dominant, and the rest are weaker ones. This is on purpose, as the system awards teams that qualify with better results, with, on paper, an easier group. They even show you which team falls into which category, being Part 1 the best and Part 4 the worst. And that's because the World Cup starts today, but the campaign began the moment after the lights in the Lusail Stadium were shut down in 2022. So everyone faces everyone in the groups. Don't forget, in football, a win means 3 points, a draw means 1, and losing means 0 points for your team. Let's take America's group for example. Comment your nation's group, by the way. The USA will have 3 guaranteed games to play: Turkey, Paraguay, and Australia. Here you need to aim to win all the games. 2 out of the 4 teams automatically qualify, while the third one might or not. This is new, but simply put, when the group stage finishes, FIFA picks the top 8 best third place finishers, the ones with the most points, and they also qualify to the next round. The downside of qualifying like this is that you will have to face the hardest rivals in the next round. But now is the fun part, the knockout stages. Every team gets a rival assigned based on their performance in the group stage, and they meet themselves in one game that will decide who's staying in the World Cup and who's going back home. So in American terms, it's basically a huge playoff. Round of 32, round of 16, quarterfinals, semifinals, and the big final, which will be played in New Jersey. This is where players become legends. Pelé, Maradona, Ronaldo Nazario, they all won it. Yet, the formats in which they played weren't always like this. Every World Cup championship counts the same. Yet, not every World Cup was the same. In order to understand this, you need to see where does this competition come from. See, back in the 30s, Jules Rimet, the FIFA president by that time, realized about what football cost in people, the rivalries, and the debate that it sparked compared to other sports. This was the reason why he believed football was destined to become a global sport. Hell, he was right. Just like you if you subscribe to the channel. For this reason, he organized the 1930 FIFA World Cup. The stage? Montevideo, Uruguay. The reason was simple. This nation was really strong by that time, and they had won the first few competitions organized by FIFA. They were kind of the better versions of the World Cup. The tournament was very different back then. It featured only 13 teams from the Americas and Europe. Uruguay were the first champions after beating Argentina in the final. Fun fact, the USA ended 4th back in the day. It's interesting how over time the concept of the World Cup went from the Americas and Europe to the actual entire world. I mean, even North Korea played the World Cup in 2010. And just like Jules Rimet thought, the event began to become more popular. Reason why FIFA wanted to increase the size of the tournament. From 13 to 18 to 24 to 32 until today, when for the first time the World Cup will feature 48 teams in total. Despite the bigger number of teams, we have to address the elephant in the room. Out of all the participants, only 8 nations were able to win the World Cup. And this year, one of them didn't even qualify. I'm talking about Italy. So let's be honest here. Teams that already won the World Cup have a statistical advantage against the ones who haven't yet. This means that it is much harder to win the World Cup for the first time than to do it for the second or the third time. And this year, the logic seems to say the same, because the favorites to win, according to Polymarket, are France, Spain, and Argentina, the defending champions. All of them with recent experience at lifting the trophy. And that's what matters at the World Cup. Some teams have really good players and tactical systems that destroy their opponents. But in the World Cup, every game becomes impossible to predict. Experience is the only advantage that a team can have, and it sometimes doesn't work. But here's the thing. Every World Cup has had a major surprise. A team that's about to enter the list for the first time. And for some nations, a 4th or 3rd place is celebrated as if they won the whole thing. Because winning the World Cup is almost impossible. Back in 2022, it was Morocco who got to the semifinals after beating Cristiano Ronaldo's Portugal and Spain. In 2018, it was Croatia, a team that beat England and played the final against Mbappe's France. In 2014, it was Colombia, and in 2010, Uruguay. We're talking teams that on paper are far away from the trophy, yet throughout the tournament they become strong in order to become part of history. The dark horses of the World Cup. This year, some say it might be Japan. Others talk about Norway, or why not, the United States. But now, it's the sad part. Because we football fans have had the privilege to enjoy the biggest GOAT debate in the past 12 years. Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo, the two greatest players to play at the same time, the greatest rivalry of all time. And now it's almost for sure the last ever World Cup participation. They're both about 40 years old, and while Messi became a world champion 3 years ago, Ronaldo is still fighting for the only trophy that he's lacking. Still, there's a bunch of younger players that you should keep an eye on. Just like Fede Valverde, Lamine Yamal, and Kylian Mbappe, who's looking for revenge after 2022. So, if you want to get into football/soccer, this is the perfect opportunity. The perfect crash course to then get into the different leagues and international competitions that are played throughout the season. The World Cup isn't just interesting because it happens every 4 years and every nation brings out its very best, but also because it contains every element of a religious celebration? What? Yes. As Emil Durkheim defined religion, it's a system of forces that mobilize people to bring them to the biggest exaltation. This is exactly what the World Cup is all about. Calendars are completely changed because of the games. People take days off. Companies stop working towards the national teams. There is 1 month of the year where politics become irrelevant and we focus on football games. Every single priority is set aside for football. And that's what makes the sport so unique. Actually, Durkheim went on to say, faith is above all warmth, life, enthusiasm, the exaltation of all mental activity, the carrying of an individual beyond himself. And that's what the World Cup awakes. Faith for better times, for happiness, for a moment when the things that divide us become irrelevant. Because there is one goal that every nation is peacefully, yet very intensely fighting for. A place among legends. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, please consider subscribing and liking this video. If you want to learn more about this beautiful sport and the World Cup, make sure to stay tuned for more content coming this month. So that's it. See ya!